Yo, what's up? It's Someone That's Someone, and this is kind of a pre-intro for the actual video. Kind of weird, but I just gotta note a couple of things. One thing is, this video is raw and is just me talking, as the title suggests. So it may be different from what you're used to. And also, I haven't done a video like this in quite a while, so that's also what I mean by kind of raw. And besides that, this is a smoke sesh, so I do take pauses throughout this. I may stop mid-sentence or something like that. Just know it's just me hitting the blunt, that's all. Alright, sound good? Alright, we're good. So let's dive right into this. Yo, what's going on? It's Someone That's Someone, and welcome to another smoke sesh. And today we're just talking and smoking, simply as what the title says. I just wanted to come on here and really just be more of me, more of someone in the Someone That's Someone, and just really talk about stuff that's been going on with me, some shit I've been going through, some plans with the channel, and just kind of being real with this is really what I want to do. But I got a blunt here rolled up. I haven't been like this in a minute, so this is going to be real casual. Just sit back and enjoy. We'll see how long this lasts. I have no idea how long we're going to have this last. But hey, let's just fucking light up, and without further ado, let's smoke this. And I think we haven't had a smoke sesh in such a fat minute. Like, I want to say like earlier this year or sometime even last year maybe. We haven't had a smoke sesh. It might have been last November where we did HHC, which, goddamn, like, it's September, about to be October. This might be uploaded in October. I'm not sure yet, but goddamn, like, so I gotta talk about just how I've been working like the past like year, 2 years, maybe year and a half, something like that, and how it relates to my autism, my ASD. If you don't know, I was diagnosed with Asperger's and being on the autistic spectrum since a very young age, since I was like 3 years old, something like that. And I made a whole video on this, so make sure to go check that out. It is called Living on the Spectrum, and I might turn that into a series also, so because I got an update for that, but I just had to come on here, talk like how I normally do, even if I'm fucking up right now a little bit, because I just want to keep this real, because it relates to just how I'm autistic in a sense, and also what I've kind of found, researched kind of recently more, and just how why autistic people talk the way they do, why some talk the way they do. And I'm pretty sure it relates to how I talk the way I do, and how some people will just misunderstand that at times. Because I be getting comments, guys. I'll be getting comments just from mainly newer people. Sometimes it's subscribers that have been around, but some people will think like I'm just absolutely sloshed sometimes, just drunk as fuck, or just off some shit, coming on here and recording and sounding some type of way because I'm fucked up on something. And that's not really the case, because I be trying hard as fuck sometimes on some of these reports, especially where I'm just reading and, you know, just not being like flowing like that. And you can kind of see the progression in this too if you look back on this, but basically, what I'm talking about here, what I'm getting at here is there's this speech disorder called Apraxia, and autistic people are very much more likely to have this speech disorder. And what this is a neurological disorder just due to different patternings in the brain that relate to how we think about how we produce sound. And with autistic people, with people with apraxia, it's not just autistic people. You can also get it from trauma, physical trauma possibly. These people have trouble producing consistent speech, consistent communication, mainly due to that muscle movement and being able to use it properly due to this disorder. And this can occur in very different ways. It may be very light to where like there's just certain moments and certain words that are, you know, just off, slightly pronounced differently or inconsistently, or it may be very severe to where you can barely understand what somebody's saying. And let me just describe like what I go through sometimes, some of the difficulties that I face with this, and how it can just happen, how you can probably just pick up on it, like certain things, like I'm saying. But for a trip report, for example, right? Sometimes, especially when it's not in my own words, this is when it can really fuck me up, because everybody talks a bit differently and everybody like flows a bit differently and everybody like structures their sentences, you know, a bit differently. And you can say things like, you can say the same thing basically like 5 different times is what I'm saying. So that's part of it, and me not just like being able to talk freely like that. And I also think that like just adds difficulty to it. But basically, like I can get stuck on trying to pronounce something, like a sentence from a report, sometimes where it can be like, I want to say like, I have to say it 5+ times, 5 to 10 times type shit. Like just because I'm trying to pronounce it in this like very clear way to where y'all would understand it, but also very like, you know, flowy way now. And that wasn't always the case. Like before, I was always kind of flowing with it. I would always kind of jump into reports, not giving a fuck and just reading them like, kind of just like how I'd read them and just kind of almost one take Drake it. So that was me before, if you see the earlier videos, because we've been doing this like 3-4 years now. It's crazy. But you can probably notice like there's just a lot more flow, but there's also a lot more like mouth noises because of that. You may notice like just me maybe smacking my lips more, or me just maybe my throat or like something isn't clear or something like that, you know. But I feel like that's a better way to talk and just read compared to what I was moving towards. And what I mean by that is, if you notice, like I guess like a year or two later in, like I guess 2 years ago, even a year ago, like now, you can see that some reports are like more monotone-ish. They're more like robotic. They're more like, you know, just like a Google translator is reading it, like straight up. Like, I keep letting this fucking thing go up, but I'm just kind of, you know, flowing and talking with this. It's Talking and Smoking, so it is what it is. Anyways, but the reason for that is because like I'm trying to control my mouth. I'm trying to control the noise, the sound that's being produced so much, like to where it's like that monotone-ish, like just flat, like brunt voice was like the easiest way to produce, you know, clear pronunciation, but it didn't go well with flow. That's the thing. Like it didn't flow that well. It didn't feel like a person was talking, I feel like. And that's just me being real, like. And you can see it in some of the comments as well, like. And I feel like, you know, this also has a strong impact with, you know, just new people who aren't used to me like that. You know, new people who haven't been around like that, who doesn't always watch the content maybe like that. Maybe checks in like months later or something like that. You know, can throw some people off, because it's like even my girlfriend said it, because we put on a video of mine, one from 4 years ago, like the first diamond hydronate report. Like, she just said I sounded way different compared to, you know, how I would read my reports now. So it's like, and that's just because I was talking more in it, just because I was flowing more with it. And there's going to be this article, I might show it in this video, but I'm going to link this article, and of course they got their own sources below, but I just want to show you guys something simple about speech apraxia, especially if you just want to look into more about what it's about. But obviously, I mean, I think I have this. I mean, I've been doing this for years now, guys. Like, that's the thing. Like, I haven't been officially diagnosed with it. I gotta see a speech specialist most likely for this. But I mean, I'm more likely to have it due to being with ASD. So that's one thing. I definitely want to see a therapist for this. Potentially get some treatment, get a treatment plan going for this. But also, I just need to do my own training to basically try and improve as much as I can in this life and with this body that I've been given and this brain that I've been given, because I can only do so much. And especially if it's a neurological disorder based on the patterning of my brain, like, it just depends. Like, I just got to keep trying though. It's like, you never give up. And that's the thing, like, YouTube has always been like a dream of mine. I've thought about it, like, because I struggle at times to make videos because of this thing. And like, I just want to keep busting out reports, but I also don't want to suffer quality. But I also have to, in result, take more time to practice pronunciation and this and that. And in result, the videos, like I'll give you an example. Like, for like a 10-minute video, maybe it may take me like 40 minutes to an hour of recording, just pure recording, to read a 10-minute report, like 10 minutes of talking. Just to give you guys an idea. That doesn't include editing, and editing is a whole nother thing on top of this, to try and like just make my voice, like, you know, just sound better, of course. And I feel like just working with my voice compared to maybe, you know, someone else's is just more of a bitch. It's just what I'm saying. But we'll talk about that some other time, maybe. But anyways, I definitely want to see a therapist, and that's not the only reason I want to go. And this is also like pretty real, and I'd say it's like more like down to earth. Just, you know, what I've been going through, like I've said at the beginning, I guess. And that's with me coming to terms with having symptoms of being potentially bipolar. Now, I've had this thought before, maybe like a year ago. I've talked about it with the homie John. Shout out John Psycherubus. He's made some videos with me. Because thing is, he has a bipolar disorder as well. And also does my brother and some other people I know in my life. So, as far as I'm aware, I'm not sure if my parents have it. My biological parents, I'm not sure at all. So that's another thing. But just, you know, comparing it and talking with these people, especially with my brother, especially telling him things like that I was going through, and he would say he feels the exact same way, like, and that's just, you know, having these heavy mood changes. Sometimes by the smallest trigger, sometimes I can point them out, and then other times it's just like completely random. And what I'm talking about is just feeling like good as fuck at times. Like, I feel like I'm on the top of the world, basically. Like, I feel like I can do anything almost. And then just these other times, it's just like I can feel depressed as fuck, or just feel down as fuck about everything, and I don't really want to do too much, like, besides, you know, just chill out. Like, then there's other times, and this also, you know, is, keep in mind, I also have ASD at the same time. So if this is what I have, of course, you know, just seeing these symptoms, like I'm saying, is just these mental breakdowns, again, by the smallest triggers sometimes that would be just absolutely ridiculous, but it's just the severity of it is just like, and it's also based on my situation, but and some shit that's been going on with me and just everything, I guess. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. But I mean, looking back, I made some really strong, brash decisions in my life without second thought like that. Without feeling some type of way like that. And just being okay with, like, just taking the other path. Even though I've been so dedicated, so, like, invested in this one path. But I'm just like, fuck it. Without a second thought. Like, we're gonna do this, like, instead. Like, I don't care. Like, these are just some things, like, I be thinking about. These are just some of the ways that I be acting sometimes. Like, I don't want to get too detailed with it, but I know, like, it's been a lot of stress on my girlfriend because of that. Just the way I be acting sometimes, unexplainably. Like, it's just another reason why, like, I want to check in, just, like, see what's up potentially, because, hey, that's another thing with ASD, and also with my age right now too, because I'm getting around that age. I'm getting a bit older now, to where, you know, this is where it develops, you know. And with ASD, you have a higher influence, a higher chance of actually developing it. So, like, it's just something I gotta be aware of. And it's also, like, something I gotta be careful of is just stress in general. And just seeing how stress in general, like, can be, like, a negative influencer of that. And how highly stressful situations, huge life changes and whatnot, can just, like, you know, set these things in the swing for some people. If you look at, you know, just some reports and cases and whatnot. But I think we're gonna move on from that for now. I think you guys get the idea of what I'm talking about here, and just kind of struggles I've been going through, and just kind of life changes that I've noticed, and how I've needed to be careful about things, life changes I needed to make because of it. So we're gonna move on, and I guess we can talk about some future plans with this channel and whatnot. So you may have noticed, like, I've been almost taking a little break, I'd say. I've just been kind of sitting back, actually, ever since I dropped that new episode for Why Substances Suck. Or not Why Substances Suck, Substances Explained. My bad, wrong playlist. And just seeing how that was going to do, and it's been doing pretty good. So we're definitely going to have more of more episodes for that coming out. I'm also thinking of kind of taking a break from just reports in general. Because, like, just this past year, this whole channel, basically, we've been doing reports, guys. We've been doing so many reports. Just so much. I just need to take a break, personally, from just doing so many reports, just like that. I'm not saying, like, I'm gonna stop doing reports in general. Like, we're gonna have reports, but I want to focus on other playlists. Focus on other ideas I have, like, because I have a lot, like, just that has been on the back burner, because I've been trying to be consistent as fuck and trying to get ahead with the reports. but I don't know if it's worth it. Like, I don't think it's worth it at all. Like, just to be consistent, to just sacrifice other playlists, other things because of it. So I'm probably gonna have only like maybe like a report or two until Delirium Week, which Delirium Week 2022. Let's go. We're gonna have it spicy this year, most definitely. We're not gonna just skip Delirium Week, like we can't do that. So we'll have that coming up. But I'm also thinking of trying out kind of a podcast with this, the Smoke Sesh series. So what I'm thinking of doing is possibly bringing on Psych Rubus and some other people, maybe another friend, maybe just have one other person. I'm thinking a co-host, like, and then bring on some of you guys, some of the subscribers, because I just kind of want to talk to people, like, just see what's up. Because I love talking to you guys, like, in Snapchat. I love reading the emails you guys send me. Like, it's fantastic. Like, I really just like seeing, like, you know, what kind of lives, like, everyone lives, like, and what kind of audience, like, I kind of have too, like, and just how we're all connected to, well, this practice of psychonautics, and also just drugs in general, like, and just this community, and, you know, who's all in it, what kind of people are all in it, and there's really quite the variety. But also I want to open an area for it to, you know, have it to be like a place to maybe offer advice and help people out with, you know, what's going on with their situation, or whatever the case may be, or potentially dive deep into some topics or whatever they want to bring up, really. But other playlists I got in mind that I want to bring back, especially Why Substances Suck, the Let's Dive In. If you've been following my Snapchat, you may have seen that I posted Kratom. I have been doing trials over the last, like, over a year now. So and I have like 2 trials left. But what I'm thinking of doing with that is kind of breaking it up into this mini series and just kind of have it in parts, just because I feel like it will make for better content. Definitely some more topic videos, and also some new series. I got a versus series in mind, and some other things you guys will see soon. And besides that, I just had a trip yesterday, actually. We can talk about a little bit, I guess. So I tried DXM HBR Robo Tabs yesterday for the first time. I've been doing the freebase version, and heavy as fuck. And if you guys talk to me personally, if you've seen my last, like, I think review, I think it was first impressions on Robo Tabs. It was like from 2 years ago when they first came out type shit. And I tried them at like 880 milligrams or something like that, or around there. So almost 900 milligrams. I think, no, it would be 870 because they're in 30. So then you convert that to HBR. I think that's over 1,000 milligrams of DXM. And I said that shit was heavy, bro. That shit was fucking heavy on the body, and throwing up heavy. And that's the thing with DXM with me. I've been throwing up so many times, as far as I can remember taking it now, like, since the last, like, 2 to 3 years now, like, since I've been doing it. So, like, and I didn't start out that way. You guys will see the progression with the stories and how that happened. But yeah, I mean, and each time it's been rougher and rougher and rougher, like. But just yesterday, I was sick for about 3 to 4 hours. I just felt like, well, I was throwing up as much as I could, dry heaving to the point and just, you know, to where stomach bile was coming out and whatnot. And I would have basically I would get hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Felt like I had to lie down the whole time, and just not a great time. I was still tripping though. I felt like I was in a video game when I was in this dream state. Specifically World of Warcraft. I've been playing that a little bit recently, so, but it was kind of messy. But after that, I mean, we came out feeling great. Once I played the music at the right moment, once I put on some Kodak, I think it was some Young Thuggo, so things just started turning around and I just felt up, kind of. Oh, and the dose I took yesterday, I don't think I said, it was 480, I think, 480 milligrams of the DXM HBR RoboTabs. And the thing is, I got these HBR RoboTabs hoping, like, you know, it would be easier on the stomach, like, because back in the day, I would take the gel caps, and that was DXM HBR. But even then, looking back, it's like, the DXM HBR also made me throw up, so it's like, but I figured because that was the gel caps, like, and possibly the sorbitol in it, so, but with, you know, sadly, this wasn't the case, and maybe that was the dose too. Maybe I did too much, but I did do DXM maybe like 3 to 4 weeks before this. Also, that was freebase, and that was 330 milligrams of it. That the sickness didn't last as long for that. It was like 2 to 3 hours, 3 hours tops, I think, and I actually lasted like an hour and a half before I threw up. With these HBR tabs I took, I lasted maybe 45 minutes, maybe. So, yeah. But anyways, like later into it, I did do some DPT, played some video games with my girlfriend, and got some things in order with just my life, being on point with things, as, you know, psychedelics do, as I see tryptamines do quite a lot, especially on the emotional level. But I did some lines of that, hung out with my girlfriend, and overall it was a really great trip. That's what I'm just gonna leave it at that. So this upcoming month, again, this may be this month actually when this video is posted, I'm not sure, but I am planning to do some mushrooms here, so should be some fun. And October's one of my most favorite months, probably my most favorite month thinking about it. It's also my birthday next month too, during Delirium Week. I'm not going to say exactly when, maybe you guys can guess it. But I've just been focusing, you know, just having more so making sure my life's straight, making sure, you know, I ain't falling, you know, some type of way. I've been reading more, been writing more, like, I just been focusing more on just what I have to do for me, I guess. So I'm gonna leave it at that. My voice is kind of like getting to that point where it's like, goddamn, like, and it's because I have not finished this point because I've just been having to fucking relight it, smoke it, just because I haven't been consistent with it. But anyways, this video's been real as fuck. And yeah, man, we're gonna have more of these. Tell me what you guys think about, you know, these upcoming plans and whatnot. What you guys want to see next, what you guys want to see more of. Delirium Week's coming up, other content's coming up, got a story time coming up specifically, so look out for these things. And also collabs. But it's been someone that's someone, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.